30th of July. We've got another a big area of low pressure system coming in off the Atlantic, and that can only mean one thing: strong winds and heavy rain. So what I'm trying to do this morning is get some of these posts. I got them yesterday, painted them last night, to go in this row here of cider apple trees, because what I've got at the moment, to be honest with you, it's just totally inadequate. And there's exactly what I was worrying about. Look, anyway, yeah, you can see what that one's going as well. Snapped clean off there. So yeah, I was a bit worried about that happening, so I'm going to try and get some of these posts knocked in, and then at least we can give them some support. And I've also the half round posts, those ones there, for a post and rail structure for the soft fruit. There's less urgency to get them done, but we'll see how we get on. Well, 5 minutes into the job, and here we are. So, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Can but try. Well, that was a waste of time. Thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Oh well. Plan B, I'm going to load up the dehydrator with basil leaves and get those dried. And then when the tub's full, we'll get them in the blender. Bring you back. I've settled for a mug of green tea. Bit of a washout this morning, I'm afraid. It's just kind of the way things go. Anyway, it's given me the chance to excuse me, reflect on a few things about those trees. They are on M26, which is quite a dwarfing rootstock. And I think I'm deluding myself with the idea that I can actually use wooden posts. My ground is so stony. I've literally got about, on that particular piece of ground, about maybe 9 inches of topsoil, and then you're into pinnel. And yeah, I think I'm just wasting my time trying to put wooden posts. So I think what I need to do is go down the scrapyard and get some iron piping and drive that in. It's really just a trying to salvage thing, just so they don't get, as they're approaching harvest time, the weight of the fruit. Obviously it's been pulling branches off, and that's another thing. I thin those fruits down to 2 to a spur, which is pretty much what most cider makers do, as far as I know, and much orchardists. But maybe again on smaller trees, 1 to a spur. I think maybe is the learning lesson there. So yeah, even though it's frustrating, I think try to look at these things of, you know, what can we learn from them. So another thing is site. You know, maybe I have to. I mean, the micro orchard's fine. I've got more depth of soil on there, and the trees that I'm using are going to be gradually replacing the dwarfy ones. Are on MM106, which is a much more vigorous rootstock and doesn't need staking because the roots can get right down. So, but I am thinking, if I have got my name down for another site, actually, there's some other sites in our town which are completely flat and have at least a couple of foot of topsoil before you get into clay. So, you know, ultimately that might be a better solution. But then the other thing, of course, is that's if we're still here, because we're thinking about possibly relocating as well. So there's a lot of ifs and buts and not sures, so we'll kind of see how things go. Anyway, on a different subject, I've had a mail call. So let me just see if I can change this camera angle slightly a minute. So I don't know whether you saw a video recently from Southport Davy. but he's kindly sent me some seeds, which I'll just show you those in a minute. And then, do you recognise that fella? C'est moi! And also, I asked him if he would carve. Have you met the wife? He kindly did one of my wife as well. So, awesome, eh? Cheers, David, mate. That is just brilliant. So they will be adorning our fridge. And he sent me some. This is Pepper King of the North. I'm watching his recent video. It was like a really big sweet pepper. So I'll be trying those next year. Don't really bother with peppers, but I was very impressed with that. Some hillbilly tomato seed. And some Aztec rainbow chilies. Again, I don't normally bother with those. We haven't grown chilies for quite a long time because wife has trouble with spicy food. It sets off rosacea, but I might just try some anyhow and see how we go on with that. So again, thanks Dave, that's really kind of you, mate. I hope you're having a good holiday. And if you haven't seen Southpaw Davy's channel, he does these magnificent carvings. He's a clever guy. He does all sorts of things. He does gold panning, and he keeps quail. He uses grow lights to do his veg. He's a clever bloke. So go and have a look at his channel if you're not familiar with him already. So I'll leave it there for now. And the basil's in the dehydrator. Just get that camera straight, and I think I might spend a bit of time just catching up on other people's channels, because I don't know about you guys, but I really struggle to just watch people's videos. There just isn't enough time in the day, so I'll have some time out with me brew, cheers, and go and watch some YouTube channels. So see you later.